Hey guys, so we wanted to put together this quick mashup video of a couple of the projects that we completed over the summer, but didn't have enough time to pick up the camera and create a cohesive video. So we really ended up with a whole bunch of short clips of various projects that we were working on this summer without a whole lot of input onto what exactly is going on. The best way to highlight some of this stuff is to just do a quick voiceover of the clips that we do have and get everyone up to speed on where we are. Obviously, there's still a whole lot of trash to pick up on the property, so we have no shortage of footage of that. But there are a couple new tools around the yard that have helped us do so. The first is a Branson 3015H tractor that we've been using around the property, and so far we are in love with it. It's helped us dig trenches, build roads, spread gravel, I mean, you name it, we've been putting it through its paces. And we'll do a video on that by itself down the road. The second big addition is a dump trailer, and that has helped us get rid of a ton of trash and scrap metal. But before we get to that, we do have some footage of the first project that we worked on, and that was a little bit of maintenance to the road. So we'll let that play.
I think I mentioned it before, but we've done some road work to this spot before. Before I got the tractor, our neighbor came over and helped with his backhoe to cut into this hill a little bit and flatten it out. The one spot that we didn't do is right here, and it's hard to tell on camera, but it's essentially like it's tilted a little to the left. And what happens is when this top soil gets muddy, you can kind of see it. You make this turn and then start sliding directly to the left. Last time it had rained, my truck had slid straight sideways, and down this hill would be an extremely difficult recovery. It's probably, I don't know, 10, 15 feet to where it flattens out down there, and that's also the creek. So my goal is to rip down this side, push this dirt to this left part right here, so that when you're making this turn, you're not, the truck doesn't want to have the tendency to slide to the left. At some point we will be spreading gravel on this spot just to make it a little bit more usable, but that's going to be a little bit in the future. You actually see, we had to get the truck out this way because there was no way we were going to get through here when it was raining. So I had to chop down a small tree and come through this road, drop these branches just to try and make it a little bit more grippy once we hit the actual road. So definitely need to make a change here. So after a little while and a little playing around, I think I've got this side dug down more than it was before. And I've pushed as much of the dirt over here as I can. It wasn't a ton. I wasn't able to get, I think, as deep as I wanted to on this side. I probably would have had to tilt the box blade, but I don't have very many hours on there, on that so far, so I'm still kind of playing around with it. But I'm gonna tilt the box blade back now and flatten out this berm, and take as much of the dirt off this side as I can and put it on that side. And hopefully that will build up the road size a little bit as well, and make it a little bit flatter. So try and do that.
So after a bit more work, we decided to call it good and have some gravel delivered. Here's what it looks like after the first layer of gravel went down. It looks pretty good, and so far we haven't had any issues slipping or sliding. Though I think we will need to put down another layer each year just to build up a solid road base. We got a few implements with our tractor, and by far the most useful one so far has been the grapple bucket. We did have to get a third function kit and install it on the tractor, but it enables us to pick up just about anything and move it around the property. And I've pretty much been trying to find an excuse to do so ever since I picked up the tractor. It's funny watching these videos now. At this point, I probably only had 3 or 4 hours on this tractor, and nowadays we'd work just a little bit faster. Sometimes it feels like I really am just playing with the tractor instead of finding useful things to do with it, but hey, at least I'm honing my skills. There are random burn pits everywhere on our property, and they're particularly hard to clean up by hand, but the tractor makes pretty light work of this. The only issue, though, is that we gotta be careful on nails, so we've got a magnet sweeper, and it does a good job.
There you go.
The dump trailer I mentioned earlier in the video is an Eagle Manufacturing 7x14 foot 14K trailer. And man, does this make dump runs a heck of a lot easier. It's also enabled us to take scrap to the local scrapyard. You'll see this trailer a lot in the next couple of videos as we start working on scrap, old cars, and gravel for our property. Speaking of gravel, it's enabled us to take care of a couple smaller projects, like an entrance to the well shed, gravel around the tent, and drainage projects. Here's a quick video of just making the entrance to the shed a little bit nicer with gravel. We call spring and fall mud season around here because as soon as you step into that soft clay, you wind up with an extra 5 pounds attached to your boot. We made a whole video about cleaning out this shed, but but we never sprayed out the inside. Since we don't have any running water on the property, we picked up a gas-powered pump which pulls water from the creek. This enabled us to do a little bit of gardening as well as clean out this nasty shed. After spraying it out with water, we gave it another good rinse with bleach and water, which really helped with the smell and gives us a little bit of security that it's at least somewhat clean. It's a heck of a lot better than when we first got here, that's for sure. The last project, at least for this video, is the woodshed that we constructed. I'm pretty bummed out we didn't get a lot of footage on this one. It was a lot of fun to build, and I think it came out pretty well. That about wraps up all the miscellaneous clips we had laying around from this summer, but we have been up to a whole lot more, and we're excited to share it with you. So we'll see you on the next one.